this uh, Vidya Vinay Sampanne Brahmane Gavistine Sunicheva Supakeche Pandita Samadarsana. Bhagavad Gita is actually, as a Upanishad, the essence of all the Upanishads. Krishna is telling, this is the verse actually. We spoke on this verse last week. We spoke on this. So I'll touch for a few minutes. Yeah, I remember speaking, but so if this one verse is applied in today's world, if this one verse is applied in today's world, then the world would have been world would become a better place to live. So a self-realized sage, he sees a Brahman, a cow, elephant, a dog, and a dog eater Chandala. He sees them with equal vision. So does it mean they're all equal? No. He understands what it means is mm, when he sees a Brahman, okay, is in mode of goodness, situated in the process of self-realization. He sees cow, a domestic animal. When he sees everyone, he sees Krishna. Krishna is present in everyone's heart. It does not mean everyone is equal, but he sees Krishna's presence in everyone's heart. So, for that reason, whatever the respect they are due, he gives. But he does not condemn a dog eater. He does not condemn a dog eater. What he will do? With compassion, he'll try to elevate the consciousness, elevate the life of a dog eater. So, he will recommend the king to provide the needs and necessities of the cow, the Brahmin, the dog eater, and elephant. Knowing very well Krishna is present in the heart. How do we apply? I mean, I have a couple of points. I did say a few things last time. I'm going to repeat it. India got that. I mentioned this point. I'm repeating again. The first country in the world to get democracy is actually London. 1104, they signed Magna Carta and they declared independence. But do you know, from 1104 to probably 1950, the women in London did not have voting right. Why? Women have no soul. And women are meant for, they are sense objects meant for enjoyment. That's it. America, you can go to Africa, buy a black, one Afro American. You can sell them, you can kill them, you can do whatever you want to do. Because the blacks have no soul. In India, you know, untouchability was there in India too. Scheduled castes, you know. India doesn't say they have no soul, but they're untouchable. They should not be. They should not be. They're not allowed to enter into the temple. Krishna is telling even a dog eater, Krishna is present. I mean, a sage sees Krishna's presence in a dog eater. Not to speak of anybody. You know. So today there is so much of exploitation. This is because of this one principle. If you just go home and see your, if you understand in your family members, you, Krishna is present in everyone's heart. Your behavior becomes, your behavior will change with them. What do you think? If Krishna is looking at you through others, you'll think twice before doing anything harsh. What do you think? What a verse it is. Huh? Tiger also has Krishna in the heart, but a sage doesn't go and embrace a tiger, knowing very well tiger is a heavy tamagun, mode of ignorance. You will change the tiger. You know, so you'll keep them wherever they need to be kept. But you if you can provide, you provide whatever needs to be provided. But understand, everyone has an equal opportunity. I was mentioning yesterday, a drug addict is, you know, there is very little, there is no difference between us and drug addict. If you think you are better than drug addict, you will never preach to them. Then you say, why I'm not better than a drug addict? I'm trying to somehow follow strictly four regret principles. Very difficult, but I'm still following. And very difficult to, follow the other process. I'm still chanting and I'm trying to, obey the orders of my Guru Maharaj. Why I'm not better than a drug addict? If you think you're better, you'll never preach. We are only fortunate. We are only fortunate. We got opportunity to hear the message of Bhagavad Gita or to hear the message of Bhakti Yoga. And the mercy flowed in our life. We accepted them. We picked up, sadhana, that led to the initiation. And we are fortunate. But those guys didn't get that far. They did not did not get that fortune yet. I mean, they have not got the fortune yet. But Krishna is present in their heart. Then what we'll do? Can you see in this picture? There is a soul here, like a star, and there is Super Soul Krishna. Soul and Super Soul, they're present in every one of us. So we should not exploit anybody. As a father, you may correct your son or daughter, but in your heart you are their servant. But one should not exploit anyone. What do you think? You're understanding?
Yes, Prabhu. Yes, Prabhuji.
What a verse it is, huh? Amazing verse actually. So, no, just because Krishna is present in the tiger's heart, you will not go and embrace the tiger. That is foolishness. But tiger is a soul too. If you can provide a holy Harinam and Prasad, there were people. Godadhar Das would preach to tigers, would preach to snakes. You know, Godadhar Das would preach to tigers and snakes. Wow, he has that ability. He could tame them. Excuse me. So that this is a very wonderful verse, and we can apply it in our life. You know? As much as possible, we should not become envious. Thoughts will come, we should, understanding Krishna is present in their heart. We should, we should desist that type of ideas. That is the proper understanding of Sunicheva Supakacha Pandita Samadarsana. You know, naturally you'll become vegetarianism when you see Krishna in their heart. And this 17 to 26 verses, uh, you know, those whose minds are established in sameness and equanimity have already conquered the conditions of birth and death. They're flawless like Brahman. They're already situated in Brahman, means they're liberated. So what is that? If you have this understanding, you deal with everyone, whether it's a child, it is a, what is that? Yesterday, devotee came to temple, a newcomer coming to temple, or somebody very senior and senior devotee. You respect them, you respect everyone, understanding Krishna is present in this heart. And the verse number 20 says, these are all the aspects of somebody who is liberated. If we can cultivate, we are not there yet though. A person who neither rejoices upon achieving something pleasant, nor laments upon obtaining something unpleasant, who is self intelligent, unbewildered, who knows the sense of God, is already situated in transcendence. How to make sure you can, how to know you are liberated? This is the yardstick. How do you know? Something, what you like, something happened, some happiness comes. Okay, thank you. You will not be rolling on the ground with happiness. Of Haribol, I attained it, I attained it, I attained it. Why? Why? Temporary. Temporary. Or you come across something, you meet with distress, something should not have happened. Then you will not lament. Why? It's temporary. Exactly. But one thing is important. Theory is there, application is there. Wow. If you all, you're all very educated, very intelligent, you can pick up philosophy in 2 years, 2, 3 years. But if you do not apply it in our life, that will create violence. We use philosophy to make our life better and we control others. That's deadly actually. So, uh, what is that? Na praharishyet priyam prapya. नोद्विजत प्राप्य च प्रियम स्थिर बुद्धिर असम्मूढ़ो ब्रह्मविद ब्रह्मणि स्थितः ब्रह्मविद ब्रह्मणि स्थितः. Something wonderful has happened. Okay, thank you, my lord. I don't deserve this, but very grateful. Something unpleasant has happened. Thank you, my lord. You are telling me the temporary nature of this world. If you have, this is possible only when your buddhi is very sharp. When your intellect, your intelligence is very sharp, then you should know you're liberated. Actually, when you're on that platform, especially for bhakti yogis, that's possible only when you have Krishna in your heart all the time. And how you invite Krishna in your heart? By chanting the Holy Name. In other words, a person who keeps on chanting the Harinam is in touch with Krishna, is in touch with Krishna, and because of that, is free from three modes. Means is already liberated. Haribol. You know. Now, the 21st verse. Such a liberated person is not attracted to material sense pleasure, but is always in trance, enjoying the pleasure within. In this way, a self-realized person enjoys unlimited happiness, for he concentrates on the Supreme. Where is the pleasure? Where is the pleasure? Within. Happiness is not outside, sir. Happiness is not a product available in Walmart or Target. Where is the pleasure? Inside only. What is the nature of the soul? Sat Chit Ananda. What is the nature of the soul? So what is the third one? Ananda. Who has the Ananda? You. It is inside. But because we forgot, we'll try to look outside. I told this one story to Brahmacharis. You want to hear that story? You know? Should I repeat? Yes. So this Prabhu, one Prabhu is a very, very planned, very intelligent thief. What he will do, he'll make, he'll regularly go to railway station and you know, he travels in trains only to steal. What he did, one day, he went to railway station and he saw this gentleman, rich man, immediately booked his ticket next to him only. So they both sat in the compartment. So because he's very, very expert, he made friendship with him. That guy is very rich guy, but that guy is also intelligent. So they talked, they became best friends. And now it is a time to sleep. So this he understood in the talks he's a rich guy. Means his wallet is somewhere. I need to steal. So where are you going? Okay, this guy is there in the train for 2 nights. For me, one night is enough. So they both, finally decide to sleep. They slept. And so as soon as he slept, they both slept. The second this our thief woke up, started searching everything. His bags everywhere. He opened his suitcase with the key, but he couldn't find the wallet. He tried his best. How long can he search? Oof. The rich man must have 2, 3 credit cards and so much money. Why I can't find? He was frustrated. He locked everything, put it back, and he slept. Next day morning, they both woke up, and you know they want to order them. This Dudwala came. So this guy took the wallet, and big wallet with so many notes. And he said, "Give me a cup of milk." Arey, where did you keep this wallet? But anyways, confirmed wallet is there. Definitely it is there. Everyone should have it. So they talked, you know. So there is one more night. He tried again. That night, they slept again. As soon as he slept, he tried that. He saw that wallet now. The color, everything. He searched everything. He couldn't find. He couldn't find. So, where did you keep it? How can I not find? But how long, that guy wakes up, he'll call the police. Next day morning, he was frustrated, but he gave it up. Next day morning, they woke up. Tudwala came and he ordered the milk again. Wow. And now it is the time to get down. They packed their luggage. This guy could not stop his curiosity. Where did you keep that wallet? That guy said, under your pillow. He said, that guy is also very intelligent. What he did, you will search everywhere, but you will not search his pillow. So I kept it under your pillow. Every day you get up in the morning and you go to bathroom, I'll take that, I'll take it out. I know you will search everywhere, but you will not search your pillow. You like the story? The happiness is within. We don't look in the heart because we cannot reach. We cannot reach the soul. We try to find happiness everywhere. Hiranyakashipu came to Vaikuntha. Hiranyakashipu had only one goal. He wanted to kill Vishnu. He came to Vaikuntha also. Vishnu thought, this guy will not leave me. So I have to escape. Then Vishnu thought, wherever I go, he's coming. But one place he cannot go because he's a conditioned soul. He entered into his heart and hid there. Hiranyakashipu could never find Vishnu actually for that reason. But not knowing he's there in his heart only. So what is the moral of the story? We have the happiness in our heart, but not knowing that it is there, we try to find the same happiness by buying BMW, Tesla, you know, different objects. Try to find happiness there. After some time, you are bored with that. How many of you agree? Right?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Happiness is not a state of consciousness. Happiness is, sir, happiness is not a product, it is a state of consciousness. Happiness is not a product, it is a state of consciousness. So by sadhana, one should realize happiness is within and pursue that. Then, how to find that soul? Krishna is telling the next verse. Make the consciousness internal, not external. If you keep the consciousness external, you will never find happiness within. Then read the next one. यही संस्पर्श जापोगा दुख यो न एवते आद्यंतवंत कौंतेया न ते श्रमते बुधा. My dear, oh, Krishna is telling Arjuna, if you want to enjoy senses, material pleasures are experienced by material senses. People are just today mad of, actually, my experience, today's pleasure, two things they find pleasure: food and sex life. Visibly, these two things, food and sex life. You know? But Krishna is telling material pleasures, it has a beginning and end. It starts at one time, 9:30, ends at 9:45. Or ends at 9:30 and 9. If it is gulab jamun, it starts at 9:30 and it's at 9:31. Yes, sir. And starts at gulab jamun rasgulla, 9:31 to 9:32. For a change, you add samosa in between. And you're talking also in between. So it starts at 9:30 and it'll end at 9:40, 9:34, 4 minutes. But the same, these pleasures, dukkha yona evate, they'll bring the misery. What they will do? Same sugar, gulab jamun, after some days, if you're not careful, it'll bring diabetes. When you look at gulab jamun, ooh, no, I don't need gulab jamun. So, in other words, Krishna is telling, don't make your don't make your consciousness external. Keep it. How do you keep it internal? There is an enemy. That is what Krishna is telling. Can you see this? Shaknoti eva yashodam praksarira vimokshanat kama krodot bhagavad begam sayukta sukhinara. So, consciousness should be internal, but it's external. Why? Because you think you're this body. Because, why? Because of the ego. When you think you're this body, then immediately what happens? Anger comes. Lust and anger. Lust. I want to enjoy, I want to enjoy, I want to enjoy. Lust. Monday I'll go, I'll eat this food. Tuesday I'll this. Wednesday I'll eat that. Thursday I'll eat this. Friday I'll enjoy that. Your consciousness is always external. Means you totally forgot your spirit soul within. And your consciousness is external. Then what happens? Impelled by false ego, your lust keeps on increasing. In other words, your happiness is inside, but you are looking outside seriously. Will you ever find it? And what it will do? It will increase your births. Means you are going away from Krishna. How many of you are understanding this point?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Krishna is telling, look inside. Do good sadhana. Control this enemy. Control this enemy. Before you leave this world, tolerate these urges. What are the urges? Kama krodot bhavam begam. You know, tolerate the urges of senses. Tongue is demanding Lord Chaitanya's contribution. Lord Chaitanya said, all right, you want to eat? No problem. Eat prasad. With the mood, as a servant of Krishna, let me honor this food. Krishna ate it. If it is not prasad, I will not eat it, even if it is gold. But you are enjoying not because it is gulab jamun. You are enjoying because it is a Krishna's remnants. With that mood, if you eat, then that gulab jamun not only will take pleasure, you will also purify and you will also make progress. If not, you will make little progress. Mahaprasade Govinda Namo Brahmani Vaishnava. So people who don't have, you need to have a lot of pious activities to have faith and prasad. Swalpa punyam vatan rajan viswasa nayajayate. So, if you, what should be our consciousness? This is the remnants, these are the remnants of Krishna. As a servant of Krishna, I eat his remnants. Then when you experience Krishna's, remnants, you will be ecstatic. Your sales will be standing on end. And prasad will purify you. So, how do we make our consciousness internal? Good chanting. Chanting, nice chanting. That's when you can focus inside. Service attitude helps you purify your ego. Dasanudas, not bosanavas. There are some people, the whole world they serve. When it comes to family members, means that is their weakness. They should change that also. You know. So, one whose happiness is within, who is active and rejoices within, whose aim is inward, is actually a perfect mystic. He is liberated in supreme, ultimately attains supreme. Krishna bol diya. What is Krishna telling? If your happiness is within, you know, if your happiness is yonta sukontar aramas tathantar jyotirevaya sayogi brahma nirvanam brahma bhutodi gacchati. Very wonderful. Happiness should be within, not without. Means what? Keep your consciousness internal. Means don't be allured by sense objects. Or you do everything for the pleasure of Krishna. Eating also for the pleasure of Krishna. Sleeping also for the pleasure of Krishna. Everything, eating when sleeping and everything for the pleasure of Krishna. So knowing Krishna is present in the heart, then you're liberated. But you study in the university for 25 years, where university tells you you're this body. And you find job also with the university degree. Suddenly you come and read Bhagavad Gita. You're not this body, I am this body. And happiness is within. No, happiness is not within. Happiness is outside, without. So that's why we should read Gita from childhood. Those who are beyond the dualities that arise from doubts, whose minds are engaged within, who are always busy working for the welfare of other living beings, all the living beings, who are free from all sins, achieve liberation in the Supreme. So Krishna is telling, no doubts at all. Mind is engaged in Bhakti Yoga. You are working for, you are preaching also. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, if you preach, you'll get Krishna's, you'll get mercy. You know, Krishna also tells, trees, they live for the welfare of others. So if you think your life has changed, you should help others also change their lives by asking them to chant the holy name, by giving them prasad, by giving them prasad. Those who are free from anger and all material desires, who are self-realized, self-disciplined, and constantly engaging perfection, are assured of liberation in Supreme in very near future. So Krishna is telling, oh, don't worry, you're not liberated, you're unable to take it inside, no problem. So and what he is telling? Become free from anger. Vacha Vegam Rupa Goswami. Vacha Vegam. Control your speech. Manah Krodha Vegam. Control your mind. Control your anger. Vacha Vegam Manah Krodha Vegam. Vacha Vegam Manah Krodha Vegam. You added to. Vacha Vegam Manah Krodha Vegam. Jhava Vegam. Control your tongue. Eat only prasad. Udaropastha Vegam. Don't eat more than needed. Don't use the genitals unnecessarily. Get married and give birth to children perfect and take care of them. So these are very important. Then you will be liberated soon. You're already doing good news to you all. What is the good news? Very soon you will be liberated, sir. Very soon you will attain the love of God. Now, what is the caution? Don't offend others. What is another caution? Don't quarrel with others. I'm enough for understanding. You know. So there may be anger, there may be material desires, but just because of the fact you're eating prasad, you're controlling your tongue, you know, you're controlling your tongue and you're controlling your speech, you're controlling your mind by chanting the holy name Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So just because you're doing that, what is the good news? Very soon you will be liberated. Or you'll become liberated from the material existence, cycle of birth and death. Eternal love of God. Amazing. The next verse is actually, Krishna is talking about Ashtanga Yoga. There's a little connection. But basically, what is that? Vacha Vegam, Manah Krodha Vegam, Jihva Vegam, Udaropastha Vegam. Control your speech. How? Don't talk more than needed. Don't unnecessarily use your energy in talking about the politics, Indian politics, American politics. Nobody is going to nobody is going to improve your life in a better way. If you're thinking like that, what's illusion? Krishna can make your life better. Of course, Krishna will make your life better through somebody. Asking or without asking, it will happen. So, how do you control your mind? Chanting the Harinam, eating only prasad, chanting holy name for sure. How do you control your anger? Control the lust.
Serving others.
No. And root cause of anger is lust. How to control? What is it verse? Kama yesha krodesha rajagun sattva. So control the lust means control unwanted desires. There is nothing wrong, buying a car when needed. Nothing wrong buying a home when needed. But one should not go for unwanted desires. How do you control your tongue?
Eating prasad and chanting.
By eating prasad only and chanting only. And by not criticizing others only. By not quarreling with others only. By speaking prajalpa, by not speaking prajalpa. Only we'll be able to. Actually, I told four. These are very important. How do you control our speech?
By chanting or eating prasad, by not criticizing others, and by not speaking prajalpa.
Very nice, thank you. By eating prasad, by chanting the holy name, by not criticizing others,
Not speaking prajalpa.
by not speaking prajalpa. Don't lose talk. That is deadly. It will suck your spiritual energy. So, when you do that, how do you control your belly?
Eating as much as
Eat prasad as much as needed. How to control genitals? You watch the Krishna, use it only when needed. They're all forces. How do you check their forces? Stay in the association of devotees and learn. They are deadly forces. Sometimes you want to control, still the force will come and sometimes you'll fail. I'm sure many of you agree. It's not easy. So what do we have to do? We have to stay in the association. Our devotees. Understand we are weak.
away from the sense of
Away from sense objects, exactly. Then we'll make a lot of progress. And now, Krishna is telling, Krishna tells the same sloka in second chapter 71. Now he's telling, a person in full consciousness of me, knowing me, Bhoktaram Yajnat, knowing me, the ultimate beneficiary of all the sacrifices and austerities, the supreme lord of all planets and demigods, the benefactor and well-wisher of all living entities, attains peace from the pangs of metal miseries. Bhoktaram Yajnatapasam Sarvalokamaheshwaram Suhurdam Sarvabhutanam Jnatva Mam Santimruchyate. So now, how do you attain the peace? What is the peace formula? Over which are the countries they are fighting? Just find truce? No. Declare truce? No. Understand Krishna is the Supreme Lord. Bhaktaram is the Supreme Enjoyer. Is the ultimate beneficiary of all the sacrifices. Yajna tapasam. And is the Lord of everything. Sarvalokameshwaram. But he's a friend. He's my friend too. He's your friend too. If you understand about Krishna, you'll attain the peace. How will you attain the peace? Understand Krishna is the supreme enjoyer. First, accept, what is that? Be conscious of Krishna. That is the Krishna consciousness. Be conscious of Krishna everywhere. Understand Krishna is the supreme enjoyer. And Krishna is supreme controller. But is a supreme benefactor of everyone. Supreme well-wisher of everyone. If you understand these 3 points, you will be peaceful. Amazing. Bhaktaram yajnatapam sarvalokamaheshwaram suhurdam sarvabhutanam chantamo jnatvam santim richati. So if you understand this, you will attain peace. Krishna is there. Everything in control. Fifth chapter is done. Any question or comment?
Prabhuji, I have a question.
No.
Prabhuji, when a body is weak and decaying, unable to perform the routine duties of home also, that time mind gets agitated, Prabhuji. And
Yeah.
how to control that?
When his body becomes weak and
Unable to do the regular duties.
I get, thank you. You know, answer, actually, I'm opening the presentation. So the answer is, first of all, Krishna tells this. That's what in his sixth chapter is about mind only. You know, honestly speaking, it's not easy. You know, that's why as we age out, initially when we're young, you have good control on the mind. You have good control on mind, and I mean, you have good control on body. You know, because you have good control on body, sometimes you ignore the mind and it will happen. But in when we age out, what happens is we lose grip on the mind and we lose grip on the body. And body doesn't listen. When body doesn't listen, mind is subtle. Mind is not like not physical organ of like hands and legs. So we should take helplessly chant the holy name. Two things we should do. The worst thing you can do to the mind is ignore. The second thing is take up the positive sincerely. Ignore the demands of the mind is one. The second thing is as much as possible. More than that, focus on positives. Means increase your rounds and read in between. If you keep on chanting, mind will give you trouble for sure, one time. But you stop and read Bhagavad Gita, you'll have a realization. That's why reading is also important. Reading also important. I know if possible, you should do service. If that's not possible for some, be Krishna conscious. That is the best solution to the problem you said. You understanding?
Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Correct. Anyone has any other question? Fifth chapter.
Prabhuji, I have a question.
Amma.
Prabhuji, I was reading the seventh verse in fifth chapter, and in that it's written all the assembled persons on the battlefield would continue to live individually as the soul cannot be slain.
Hmm.
And with that, some people can give the reasoning that we killed this person. We didn't technically kill them because we cannot kill them. They are the soul. And similarly, like people who eat non-veg and all, they can give the reasoning that we are getting them उनको इस बर्थ से मुक्ति मिल रही है and they will get a new body. So we are killing them.
Acha. No, first thing, you have two questions. I mean, 2 points. One point is, uh, what is it you said? When you kill that person, you are not killing, but they're only removing the body. But that's only soul, because soul is eternal.
Yes, Prabhuji.
There is no death to the soul.
Mhm.
So, uh, very nice, very nice, innocent way of presenting. So you heard that somewhere, or it's coming into your mind?
Prabhuji, I was reading this verse yesterday, so it came like people can give this reasoning easily. Like it's written in the Bhagavad Gita that you are not killing the body. So we didn't kill that person technically. We helped him.
Okay, this is the thing.
Like with that,
No,
even
no,
like in the wars, the Russian-Ukrainian war, they are killing so many people.
Prabhupada mentioned this somewhere. You know what you're doing? Human life is an opportunity where you can progress in spiritual life. But by killing them, you're ending you're abruptly ending their progression. You know, so you're taking the opportunity, you're removing their opportunity of purification. You're killing them. Second thing I'll tell you, your connection to this world is this body. Your connection to your boss is this body. Your connection to your children is this body. Your connection to your husband or your wife is this body. And you're actually, honestly speaking, because you have a body, though we are not the body, but we are living in the body. We are dealing with the world through the body. It took a long time for me to understand. I deal with the world with the body. Yes or no?
Yes, Prabhuji.
So, the moment body is removed, I cannot continue to exist as your neighbor. If you kill that neighbor, I cannot live in the next door neighbor because he has to. The moment body is removed, nature's laws will act and he has to go to next body. So you're abruptly ending somebody's progression by killing them. By killing them. Manu Samhita says for that punishment, for that reaction, if you kill, you'll also be killed.
Yes, Prabhuji.
If you kill somebody, you'll also be killed.
Does that contain animals and insects also?
So then, is that true with animals? Yes. Mrugari, hunter, he was killing the animals. Nardmuni came and said, hey, they're going to come back and kill you. Every animal that you kill them, next lifetime, you will become that animal and they'll kill you. The animal become human, will assume human form.
Including mosquitoes, Prabhuji?
Not including mosquitoes. Who is this?
Aishwarya, Prabhuji.
They're not mosquitoes, because you have a birthright to live. Once you have birthright to live. So, a mosquito, what it'll do? Mosquito thinks the blood you have is mosquito's blood. So it'll come and suck and, and now what it does, if mosquito bites you, you'll get malaria. So one tiny mosquito can make your life miserable. So you have a birthright to defend yourself. So when the mosquito is attacking you, Shastra explains you can kill the mosquito. Prabhupada example is there. If you want, I can tell.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes.
Anyway, Mataji, that question I'll answer, but let me, So this one time Prabhupada, the devotees came and put, devotees came and set up a mosquito net for Prabhupada. Devotees came and set up a mosquito net for Prabhupada. And Prabhupada called Prabhupada Tamal Krishna Maharaj came and said, there is a mosquito inside, drive it. Prabhupada was already in the under the mosquito net. So Prabhupada said, take it out. Prabhupada didn't tell kill it. Why? These mosquitoes got into the mosquito net. Prabhupada somehow drive him out, drive him away. Then after some time the mosquitoes started attacking Prabhupada. Prabhupada said, no, now it is attacking, kill him. Now he is attacking to take blood now, kill him.
Understood, Prabhuji. Thank you so much for
Thank
that.
you very much. And Prahlad Maharaj says this in Bhagavatam to Narasimha Swami actually. Vrischika Sarpa Hatya. When The insects like snakes and scorpions are killed. Saintly personalities find happiness. You know, because they're envious. Snake unnecessarily goes and bites. It's true with the same is true with scorpion also. Anyway, coming back to the Mataji's, Amma, I answered the first point,
Yes, Prabhuji.
because you check the progress, you are removing the opportunity. That person has taken human birth. He'll go through some karma, action and reaction. And because if he goes in that life, that will elevate him probably to the next life, better life. But by abruptly killing him, what you're doing, you're removing that opportunity. Krishna given opportunity, you're removing them. For that, you get a karmic reaction. You will be killed. And second thing you said about animals, animal eating, right? That non-vegetarian, that's what you said.
Yes, Prabhuji. That they are like getting them the opportunity to उस बर्थ से उन्हें वो एनिमल से मुक्ति मिलके दे विल गो इनटू द नेक्स्ट साइकिल।
नहीं, सवाल दोबारा पूछिए।
प्रभु जी लाइक अगर हम कहते हैं ना कि हर जूनी से हमें निकलना पड़ता है, तो दे कैन से कि इस जूनी से उन्हें मुक्ति मिली है तो वो नेक्स्ट उनको मिलेगी, सो इट्स गुड टू किल द एनिमल्स।
नहीं, actually, Prabhupada writes this in, Prabhupada writes this in where Bhagavad Gita somewhere will come across. Okay, honestly speaking, karma is there only for human beings. Karma is not there for animals. So many lifetimes ago, they were actually human being. They did something wrong. They did something bluntly wrong. Because of that, they were pushed back into the cycle of birth and death, into different animal species. Once you get into the animal species, there is no karma. So you'll go through the karma meant for that animal body. Because you've gone through ceremoniously through that karma of meant for that animal body, you'll go to the next level animal body. Like beast to bird, bird to reptile, like that, a little high. Finally you'll come to the cow, from cow human being, like that. So but what you're doing by abruptly killing them for the taste of your tongue, you are not giving them an opportunity to finish the karma that is meant to be finished in that body, in that animal body. You understanding?
But Prabhuji, you are saying animals don't have karma.
They don't have karma to create, because animals are heavy under three modes. But what happens is, whatever they have done in the human life before, whatever the species they are going to go through for what you have done in the human life, it is all distributed. Some suffering is distributed in different species of animals. You understanding?
Yes, Prabhuji.
So, okay, become a dog, become a, what is that? A cat, then a dog, then a beast, a bird, a reptile. So, likewise, when you go this Chaurasi lakh yoni, when you go through that, then what happens is, because you've gone through so much of suffering in this 8.4 million living 8.4 million species, then you'll get the human life again. But in between, what you're doing, somebody got the chicken body. For the satisfaction of your tongue, what you're doing is you're abruptly killing that chicken in 1 month. Oh, 1 month old chicken, you're killing it. Means the person has to take chicken birth again to finish whatever is suffering meant for that chicken has to finish that. Understanding?
Yes, Prabhuji.
But because you're abruptly interrupting the progression of the species, that soul, you will also become bound in that reaction. You will also go through the same thing that you're doing. What goes around comes around. Okay.
Okay, Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Clear?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Thank you. Any other question? Other we'll go to 6th chapter.
Prabhuji, I have
Prabhu-
a question.
Yes.
Prabhuji, Haribol Prabhu. Prabhuji, if someone kills the chicken, so if whatever suffering the chicken has to go, or whatever karma it has to go through, it's abruptly stopped, right? So will the person take that suffering, whatever is left over?
Definitely. No, first he'll get the reaction of killing that. Manu Samhita says when you kill somebody, the reaction is killing, you will be killed. One time two criminals were brought to the criminal court. Judge said, first one, he brutally killed another person. Judge said, hang him to death. Second person killed 300 people. Judge said, hang him to death. Judge cannot hang him 300 times. That guy laughed. I have defeated justice. I have defeated justice department. You may defeat justice department, but you cannot defeat natural justice. You have to take birth 300 times and you'll be killed 300 times. Got it?
Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Prabhuji, I have two questions. Can I unmute you?
No, then it will be more.
Go ahead.
Prabhuji, my questions are how it is decided that one animal will be prey for other predator, and my second question is if they have like subtle body, why they cannot think and apply intelligence? They have only some intelligence, but they don't have. I mean, they have subtle body, but why they don't use mind?
We'll answer the second question. First question is which animal is food for which animal? Where is it decided? How is it decided? Second question is if the animals have subtle body, why they don't have intelligence? They have some intelligence, why they don't have full intelligence like human did? Huh?
They cannot think because they have.
They cannot think. When the soul is in animal species, the soul is in tamoguna, heavy tamoguna. Because of that, they are given intelligence only for how to eat, how to mate, how to sleep and defend. That's it. They are in heavy tamoguna. So that is the answer for the, because of that they cannot think. Can you believe tree doesn't even have mobility. There is no central nervous system for tree. That is not even developed for tree. Tree also, activities happen, trees have life. Jagdish Chandra was proved. But better than plants and trees is animals. They have a little better nervous systems. But in this whole progress, in this whole process, in this whole what do you call, in this whole progression, human being is fully developed. That's why human body has the responsibility. You are given intelligence, but other animals they can't think. That's why they're all given. That's why human being is made in charge of all these species. But what we do instead of taking care of them, what do we do? We exploit them. And next question is Apadana Sahastanam. This verse is there, told by Narada Muni. Those animals that don't have legs become food for those four-legged. Grass becomes food for deers. So deer becomes food for tiger. Falguni tatra mahatam jivo jivasya jivanam. So grass is the food for deers, and the herbivorous is the food for carnivorous. This is mentioned in Bhagavatam. Jivo jivasya jivanam. Somehow for you to live, you have to depend on some another living entity. Clear?
Krishna Prabhuji, I got a question around the three doers that you
Mm.
explained, Prabhuji. So
Mm.
you said the living entity desires, and then Krishna sanctions it, and then material energy help to basically get that.
Mm.
So where does that the karma fits into this equation, Prabhuji?
Krishna sees the karma and heals certain desires he'll sanction. Certain desires he will not sanction. Okay,
Got it. Thank you.
thank you. In fact, my answer is very simplified, but Krishna sees so many things. He'll see in your karma collective, how much is collective, how much is individual. What if I sanction only portion of it? Krishna sees so many things. Then he sanctions accordingly. So we'll go to 6th chapter, Bhagavad Gita. 6th chapter, Bhagavad Gita. We have 9 verses. Let us see summary. Enemy or friend, mind is discussed. Ashtanga Yoga is 26 verses. The Ashtanga 6th chapter is actually Dhyana Yoga or Ashtanga Yoga. And then what will happen to what is the final result of a Brashti Yogi? And who is a real yogi in the eyes of Krishna? These are the 4 topics we have. So we will see these 4 verses. We will add these 4 verses in 10th to Ashtanga Yoga anyway. We'll come there. But first 9 verses, उद्धरेत आत्मानम 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 अवसादयेत आत्मा ही आत्मनो बंधुर आत्मा ही रिपरात्मना. So if you see 5th one, 6th one, 7th one, 8th one, 9th one. And the main topic here is mind. The main topic here is mind. And very important, sirs, you are all attentively please listen. उद्धरेत आत्मानम 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 अवसादयेत आत्मा ही बंधनो आत्मा ही आत्मा sorry आत्मा ही आत्मनो बंधुर आत्मा ही रिपरात्मना बंधुरात्मात्मनस्तस्य येनात्मयात्मना जितनात्मनस्तस्यत्रे वर्तेत आत्मैव शत्रुवत्. The simple thing is mind is the cause of bondage, mind is the cause of liberation. One has to elevate by the power of the mind, not degrade. Ladies and gentlemen, the spirituality is all about only one thing. Handle the mind. Beware of the mind. It can degrade you and make you a demon within. Even living in the 4 walls, you can become the worst demon. Mind is like a very sharp knife. Very sharp knife. And 1 second, actually I can tell you many points before I explain the screen. First thing is, mind is subtle. Mind is part of Sukshma Sarir. Manas, Buddhi, Ahankar. And mind has 3 stages: thinking, feeling, and willing. How many stages? What are those?
Thinking, feeling.
Mind has thinking, feeling, and willing. And the worst thing you can do to mind is ignore. Unwanted guest, unwanted thought, don't feed, they'll go away. Unwanted guest, unwanted thought, don't feed them, they'll go away. You're understanding? And mind is subtle, you cannot catch it. Actually, mind is a personality. Mind is very unsteady by nature, chanchal. And Maya acts through mind. What is that? Maya acts through mind. Maya acts through mind, and mind is there only to humble you. Mind is there only to frustrate you. Mind is there only to make your life miserable. Especially if you don't control the mind. Beware. There is Amrita Bindopanishad. Amrita Bindopanishad says, mind is the reason for bondage. Mind is the reason for liberation. Manayeva Manushanam Karanabandha Moksha. When the mind is close to sense objects, mind listens to sense objects, then bondage. Many people, all 19% of the people in the world, they love shopping. They love shopping. They love enjoying the senses of this world. So and any small thing that you don't do to the don't do to the mind will become angry. When mind gets what it wants, mind becomes humble. Mind becomes like a humble sage. I don't know anyone has experienced or not. You achieve what you wanted to achieve, you become like a very humble soul. And somebody puts you on, somebody invites you to, 50,000 audience, and they put you on the verses and starts glorifying you. How many people are there? 50,000 people are there. Then they start glorifying you. They start glorifying you. I said, don't glorify like that. Please stop. Enough. Because you have sufficiently glorified. Mind says, no, Bhagavad Gita verses will come. No, this is not good. Stop. Enough. So, when you give what mind wants, mind becomes humble. That is snake. Mind is a snake. Don't trust the mind. Trust the mind for only one thing. What? It will cheat you. It will cheat you and it will ruin you. It will ruin your whole day. It will ruin your whole life actually. That's why, second thing, one more point. You cannot create a vacuum in the mind. Buddhists do that. Nirvana. So you cannot make mind empty. Why? Mind cannot be vacuum. There is no vacuum in the mind. You have to fill it. Either fill with bad thoughts or good thoughts. Today I told so many points. I don't know when anyone wrote or not. So, seriously, these points are very important. When mind listens to senses and mind senses say, we want Rasgulla Gulab Jamun. Hey, so many days I have not eaten ice cream only now. Immediately, you'll take the keys and you'll start, where are you going? I'm very busy now. Where? I have to go outside. What? I have to eat ice cream. You go and eat ice cream and you order 1, 2 ice creams, you feel very peaceful. When you eat ice cream, you like what you want. And mind says, so you tell the mind, are you happy? Of course, very nice. Now actually, no, anyway, you came, you ate my ice cream, right? And that movie, the 20-minute movie they sent, right? Why don't we watch that? Oh yeah, of course. So slowly mind will, whenever mind wants to achieve anything, mind will invoke the intelligence, trigger the intelligence. Intelligence will facilitate. Ego is always there only to facilitate the needs of the mind, facilitate the needs of senses, impelled by mind. This is what's called network that will push you to the cycle of birth and death, nothing else. How many of you understood?
Yes.
First thing is, if you keep on giving what your senses want, usually senses want matter only, dead matter. Then after some time, when mind keeps on doing like this, then this continuous doing continuous satisfaction of continuous trying to continuous trying to satisfy the senses will make the mind dull. And another thing is, three modes are in picture. If you keep on enjoying the senses, mind says, no, always you're giving only, nice rice dal sabji. Why don't you give that non-vegetarian? One time, try. Mind degrades you like anything. Only one time. Smoking, why don't you, childhood, college times, only one time I tried. Why don't we try again? Only half glass, why don't you drink again? Keeps on presenting, but if you give into the mind, and mind will, for a conditioned soul, one qualification is there. For a conditioned soul, intelligence is totally surrendered slave to mind. We don't even know there is intelligence and mind separate. We have some idea, but who is very active? Mind. This is an Indian dominated program, I can tell this. I want a job. But they need 8 years of AI.
Recently, probably like day before yesterday, I'm checking something, the AI stuff. They're putting in like 6 years experience AI and ML. I thought I only started my business analytic in 2023. I learned what is chat GPT because of one of my colleague. He's doing the AI ML in master in Georgia Tech University. I said, how come I'll apply for the job 6 years? I just modify as per the requirement.
So they want 6 years. 6 years, I have 7 years. What do you mean? But AI did not come 7 years ago. No, before AI came to existence, I started. So whatever mind tells intelligence, modify the resume. Put it. When intelligence becomes slave of the mind, your life is, you are a pure materialist. And you're just mindless, intelligence listens to the dictations of the mind. Bhagavad Gita program, not interested, definitely not. Movie, of course. Party, yes. That's why when you all have experience, when sadhaka, when we come to when you come to Krishna consciousness initially, sadhaka has to be very careful. You all have experience. Mind will tell everything, but mind will tell Bhagavad Gita class in a Bhakti Ruksha, don't go. Don't go there. No. Or, somehow you liked it because of the prasad, whatever. But they told you to chant rounds. Don't chant. One is fine. Mind is impulsive. Mind has a truth. Actually, I told many times for some of you new, I'm telling this. Zeros and ones, binary digits are taken from mind. 0 means no, 1 means yes. Mind is impulsive, I said, right? Gulab Jamun, 1, yes. Rasagulla, 1, yes. Movie, yes. Pot washing, no. 0. Then going to temple, 0. Studies, 0. If you don't study, then all your friends they'll become engineers and you'll become a pot washer. Then 1. So mind is very impulsive, like a child. You have to tell the mind, you have to convince the mind, this is good, this is good. If you have like a 4-year-old child, how he does not listen, but how you convince him. Likewise, you should convince. To the extent you resist the temptations of the mind, that much extent success is guaranteed. To the extent you give in to the demands of the mind, that much extent your life becomes miserable. So, if that's why when you come to Gita class, your intelligence becomes sharpened. Means Gita, by hearing the knowledge, Gita and knowledge, intelligence understands. Oh, I am the police. Mind is a thief. I should not collude with the thief. And then what happened? Intelligence starts resisting. Some of you have the experience when you're going to do the wrong thing, you hear a weak voice, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. That is intelligence. Still we do it because mind is impulsive. But when you are a very steady Krishna conscious sadhaka, I mean on the platform of Madhyamadikari, you know, or even Kanishta, of course, platform Uttamadikari, the mind is fully controlled. Recently I found out, if you want I can share. In the mode of goodness, you'll have good control in the mind. Passion and ignorance little less. What I found out is this. While chanting, don't use the mind. When you can't use the mind, your chanting is the very high class. But it's not easy. Because mind is not that type of person. You need to have control to use it or to not use it. Like, one more example. You're sleepy, tamogun, then you'll not have control. You are very agitated, maybe sexually or some sensually. Rajagun, that time you'll not have control of the mind. Sattvagun, yes. You have Sattvagun, you'll be able to exhibit certain control. Everyone is listening or not?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Now, that being said, now can you see this chariot? This is also from Upanishads actually. These 5 horses, they represent our 5 senses. We have 5 knowledge acquiring senses, 5 working senses. Knowledge acquiring senses are eyes, nose, ears, tongue, skin. These are the 5 ways where we acquire knowledge. They represent 5 horses. Can you see the strips of leather, reins? That leather is mind. The strips of leather is mind. Can you see the chariot here? Is intelligence. Can you see the passenger? That is the soul. So, if intelligence can control the mind will control the senses, and your chariot will go home safe. Chariot is the body. If intelligence is weak, then he cannot hold the reins strong. Then the reins, then when you let loose the reins, horses can see the road, and they can see the sense objects. They can see the grass, sense object. Then they'll go down the road, and they will meet with accident. Moral of the story is, with intelligence, with the sharpened intelligence, subdue the mind. That is a moral. How many of you are clear? Huh? Thinking and feeling and willing. I love to show this. Just give me. And these are all not Bhakti Shastri courses, but this is life changing. This will definitely change the life actually. So I need a thread from here.
We actually have this too small. It's too small.
What is that?
Thread with me. No, it's
So can you see my hand over here? Somebody's outside. They want to come inside. Can please?
I should go.
Okay, can you see my, so give me 1 minute. Give me 1 minute. I'm trying to find a thread here. This will help you in your life actually.
The other process you can take a wire.
Wire is okay.
Somehow I couldn't find even one. Okay, that's okay. Every day, every day we get a few thousand thoughts. Every day we get a few thousand thoughts. And yeah, can you see my hand?
Yes, please.
Huh?
Yes, yes, yeah.
Yes,
Yes.
see thread clearly.
Can you see my hand? I have a tiny thread. This much. Every day you get 50, 60,000 thoughts. Some are good thoughts, some are bad thoughts. Every thought like this. Please. Why I'm telling this is you can save yourself from so many calamities, miseries by just following this principle. Ready? Everyone is listening?
Yes.
Yes,
Yes, Prabhuji.
So when a mind presents a bad thought, just ignore. But it presents again, maybe a sexual thought, maybe, illicit sexual thought, maybe buy a very expensive thing that's not good for you, maybe harm somebody, or envious feeling, which are not good for the soul. They're all like thoughts. Can you see my hand?
Yes.
What you can do? You can snap it. You can just by not entertaining it, by ignoring it, or by acting negatively. When bad thought comes, shut up. No, don't do it. You become angry with inside. What happens? You will be able to kill the thought. It is coming 5, 6 times, 10 times, 20 times means you have entertained in the past. This thought, you have entertained it. You liked it in the past. That's why it's coming. You have some attachment. Don't worry. 10 times you say no, no. 100 times you say no, no, no. But then, then what happens? Some thoughts will encourage. Now thinking, feeling, and willing. Gear 1, thinking. I want to enjoy this. I want to buy a car. I want to buy jewelry. I want to buy a home. I want to enjoy this. Then you will say, yes, go ahead. Immediately the mind, then when you said go ahead, consciousness, mind will tell the intelligence. Feeling, thinking will become feeling. Means you'll close your eyes. I am buying Tesla. We are going on this, whatever. I'm just giving an example. You feel it. When you feel it, a thread like thought, it'll become strong. It'll become, because you're thinking, you're feeling it now. It'll become strong. That wire. And what happens? It'll become a wire. It'll become stronger. And because once you feel it, you feel good about it, you will it. It is true. This is more so true with the illicit things. alcoholism, illicit relationships. It's like, what is that? Manasiksha, Raghunath Das Goswami says is, same thing in Bhagavad Gita. When you're feeling it, when you will it, there is an explosion of energy. I forgot that verse. When there is an explosion of energy, you feel good. Life is going on like a silent stream. Okay, that day when you desire, oh yeah, choop, 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 you get ready. You're like enthusiastic. Your mind makes so much plan. Don't tell anybody. No, I want to do it nicely. Nobody should know this, but I'll do it. I'll enjoy it. And the mind gives all the reasons why you should enjoy it. And then what happens? What is the third gear? Willing, you have to do it. Sirs and gentlemen, it will become an iron rod. You cannot bend it. That time, your father or mother, your wife or your husband, whatever, they say no. To the extent you are attached to enjoying that object, that much extent you'll become angry. How many of you understood?
Yes, Prabhuji.
That's why Krishna says, Dure nahi avaram karma buddhi yoga dhananjaya. Keep the abominable activities by the power of devotional service. That's why this activity you'll enjoy. The enjoyment may be 15 minutes. It will give you 50 lifetimes of suffering. It will increase your births. Sometimes you may become a dog. You may become a worm in the stool. I forgot. 11th canto Bhagavatam. Yes. If you steal the property of a Brahman, if you steal the property of Krishna, what is the reaction? You'll become a worm in the stool. But if you don't have knowledge, for some good reason, you start coming to temple and you have a position. And if you don't have philosophy, mind will tell steal also. That's why knowledge is important. In other words, actually, in my little research, I found out your worst enemy is only mind. You're driving on the road, somebody will come and hit. Somebody will come and hit you. You will become angry. You'll go and slap them. But you didn't realize there are 4 people, you're one. They will make chutney. They vandalized your car also. And you're on the roadside. Mind nonsense. Why did you tell me to beat them up? And mind says, but how can they hit me in my car? But see now, they vandalized our car, and I'm, all my now I have all the fractures throughout my body, and I'm waiting for police to come. It's cold. Mind says, you are suffering. I'm okay. I'm cool. I'm inside. I'm not feeling cold. They beat you, not me. Wow. But you told me to beat them. But beating came to me, but mind says that is your problem, not my problem. How many of you are understanding? I'm honest with you. Whatever I'm telling, it took a long time for me to realize. But you only told me to beat. Of course, I became angry. But they beat me. Mind says they beat you, not me. I'm safe. I'm cool. Then you say rascal mind. Mind will tell you enjoy. But who will suffer? Body and you. Diabetes is not for the mind. Diabetes is for the body. And you are with the body. Who suffers? Ladies and gentlemen, I'm telling is our suffering is because of the uncontrolled mind. So how to control the mind? Right? You're all listening or not?
Yes.
Yes, Prabhu.
The time is 8:20. So what we'll do is, we will, yeah, I didn't realize. So we'll end it here, and next week we'll continue with that. Those of you who have not finished, you can finish it slowly, but send the assignment, upload it, and that is it. Thank you very much. Vanchagal, I have another class too. Vanchagal to Vasundevi Vishtanam Vishnu. Ananta Koti Vaishnav Vijay Shlavra.
Jai.
Thank you. I'm ending.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.